Hi, I'm Alex from Lift Up and Travel, and today I'm in the car on the way to Birmingham Airport, and I'm really excited today because we're travelling with Qatar Airways in the 787 in business class. I am genuinely so excited for today because this advert has been here forever. But because of COVID, this is the first day of operations since 2019. Luckily, having redeemed Avios, I'm travelling in business class, which is way towards the front of the queue. Having not been in operation for over 3 years, I'm quite impressed by how organised they are, and apparently there will be a surprise at the gate. So that was a little bit chaotic, but it's so good to see the flight that busy because it must be full. So obviously people want to go the route or they want to go on the plane. Obviously in my case I want to go on the plane. So I'm quite pleased because the airport is heaving today. And luckily because I'm travelling business class, I get to use the bathroom. So it's really quite exciting because I haven't flown Qatar in probably a year, and that was in the A380, which is absolutely phenomenal. But today's the first time I've ever flown long haul from Birmingham. Birmingham recently welcomed back the A380, which was so exciting. There was a huge turnout given it was a Saturday. Unfortunately, Qatar's decided to restart on a weekday. But still, this is pretty exciting, and as such, I need to go see the plane land for the first time in 3 years. So that was pretty epic. So many people turned out, lots of cameras everywhere. I mean, I was quite excited as well. I missed the touchdown point, which is a bit sad, but there's so many nice photos and videos of the plane. I can't wait to actually go on the plane. But in the meantime, we're going to go to the lounge. The spy's pretty good, but Qatar's made a really bold move here. They're going for the club rooms, and as you'll see, they're really, really nice. The lounge looks posh, thanks to the choice of materials. And there's a good selection of drinks and tasty food choices. I highly recommend the Singapore noodles, which comes in this beautiful bowl. Just make sure you don't get on yourself as it stains. Living fairly local, I only allowed 30 minutes in here, and now it's time to sit with the surprises at the gate. So basically, because the CEO has basically come all the way from Qatar, the one part of the lounge was closed off. So it was really busy, but I managed to get a table, and the Singapore news were really, really good. And now, off the gate, because it's boarding time. Qatar's dressed the airport for the occasion. The staff are looking so good in the uniform, and everybody boarding the flight will receive a tasty little decorative cookie. Nice. We are boarding a little bit late today. Let's have a look at today's journey. Departing Birmingham at 14:45, today's journey suddenly takes 6 hours. Covering a distance of 3,325 miles, arriving just before midnight. Now I mentioned I redeemed miles for this flight, which I collected through credit cards and from flying on British Airways. Today's journey cost 45,000 Avios and £350 in fees, which is not bad considering I only booked this 1 week ago. It's worth mentioning that I have over 6 hours in Doha, and because the onward connection to Abu Dhabi is marketed as first class, I've been incredibly lucky and will get to check out the amazing water fountain in the first class Al Safwa lounge. It's only now editing this I can see the excitement on my face. If you've ever watched one of Dennis Bunek's videos, and we really do enjoy watching his plane reviews, you'll notice he always touches the plane before boarding, so we thought we'd give it a go today. This is my first time on a Qatar 787, which features their older but still lovely business class product. I've chosen seat 4A because it gives me a nice view of the cabin, and row 5 is best avoided because it only has one window that's poorly placed. Despite not being the newest product, Q-Suite with its lush design walls and doors, the older product on the 787-8 is still very private because the seats are either angled towards the window or the aisle. After settling into my seat, I was offered a delicious Qatar specialty, the Middle Eastern mint mocktail, and a sil flannel. You can see it in my face, this was absolutely refreshing and just the right amount of sweetness. The business class is laid out in a 1-2-1 configuration, with a pitch of 80 inches and a width of 22. Those with a keen eye might notice a similarity in the seat to that of British Airways Club Suite, minus the door. There isn't a huge amount of storage. There is, however, a small compartment hidden under the armrest, with the addition of a flat shelf next to your head, which can't be used during takeoff or landing. You will find, though, a small LED light and a water bottle. Even though the plane arrived on time, for some reason we're leaving 1 hour late. But that's no concern to me, as I'm really enjoying myself, the welcome drink and chatting to the lovely cabin crew. What's quite incredible is that the flight has remained 90% full since the first flight, and Qatar are even considering introducing a second flight every day. Just like British Airways, the table is tucked away under the in-flight entertainment screen, and then this delicious and pretty bowl of mixed nuts appeared. What's really touched my heart is how Qatar has made a special effort for today's flight, with the personalised cookie when boarding and this one-off Birmingham-inspired menu. Qatar really excels at presenting itself, and this table arrangement with the "should I steal it" lantern is exquisite. This amuse-bouche of salmon and cream cheese was sadly only one bite, but absolutely packed with flavour. To complement today's meal, I opted for a glass of water and a glass of the Casa Silva Sauvignon Blanc, from what is a very extensive drinks list. If you prefer something non-alcoholic, there are plenty of other options. Cleansing my palate with the water, the tiger prawns with avocado cream was tasty, but not quite as fulfilling as the amuse-bouche. Very impressive in presentation though. Today being Thursday, it only felt appropriate to have a Sunday roast. That may seem odd, but you truly can have it any day of the week. During the meal service, the cabin crew were really proactive in making sure my glass was topped up, leaving just enough room for the warm apple crumble, which was delicious as it looks. It would certainly be greedy to request more, and I couldn't help myself having one more Qatar signature drink. You probably noticed the window shades have been dimmed during the meal service, and that can be done using this very clever little up and down control just below the window. It also helps viewing the in-flight entertainment when it's sunny outside. Speaking of which, the interface is visually very attractive, laid out well and easy to use on this high definition screen. Plenty of new releases in the film section, and I was really impressed with the amount of episodes that were available for each TV show. A kids section is standard, who doesn't love a bit of SpongeBob? And an in-flight map which is reasonably interactive, and a Qatar section with information about the company, different planes and the history. The headphones had impressive sound, and I loved the logo. Good noise cancelling, but somehow became uncomfortable after an hour's use. As nature called, it was time to visit the bathroom, which on today's flight features those wonderful window views. Just remember to close it if the plane hasn't left the ground. The toilet is really well stocked, with shaving kits, body wash and hand cream, all from high quality brand Diptyque, which is a luxury French fragrance brand. And now, it's back to the scene. Today's flight is only 6 hours, but on longer flights, refreshments can be found after row 5. It was very welcoming to see fresh fruit, as well as various Tyrrell crisps, cookies and sweets. And not just that, but on the menu you can also find a light afternoon tea option. As I mentioned earlier, the legroom is quite reasonable, but not quite as generous as Q Suite. As I was beginning to think about sleeping, I turned to the luxurious and really plush purple blanket. Do you think they'd let me buy one? I also love the purple pillow, which somehow is firm and soft at the same time. And if you're feeling down because you know the flight's going to end, this additional pillow comes with positive messages. With just under 2 hours left, I couldn't eat another thing. But did you know that the environment inside a plane can be drier than Sahara Desert? As a result, I decided to opt for carrot chai with cardamom. And as my face contemplated how tired I was, the lights were placed into this heavenly pink and purple night sky to begin our approach to Doha. But not before a logistically planned visit to the bathroom. If you're wondering what happened to the amenity kit, I'll show this at the very end of the video. In the meantime, we have some exciting journeys coming up, and here's what to expect over the next few weeks. Being nighttime, there wasn't a lot to see out the window. What was nice though, and I really wish British Airways would do something similar, the business class passengers are transferred on their own private bus. Yes, it's snobby, but it's just another way to differentiate between economy and business. Whilst transferring for the darkness, I decided that today's conclusion had to be at the famous Yellow Bear, which, would you believe it, cost the Qatari family $6.8 million, standing at an impressive 7 metres tall. So that was a pretty incredible flight. I had so much fun, and it hadn't been Qatar for ages, so the feeling just came all back. And I'm going to transfer, but for the conclusion I head to the most famous place in Qatar, in Doha Airport, and that's the Big Bear. So how was the flight? Firstly, so much fun to be on Qatar. There's such a sort of happiness and joy to flying them, and it's just so good to be back on board after what's been like a few years. In terms of the product, yeah, it's getting a bit dated now, but it makes a nice change from Club Suite, which is obviously like their main go-to. Really enjoyed the food, couldn't complain about that, and the cabin crew, really fun, really welcoming and really happy. So no complaints at all from me. And if you've enjoyed yourself, please hit that subscribe and like button below.